Hello, I'm Zash, and welcome to episode 94 of my Steins Let's Read. Joining me, as always, is my co-reader Faith. I have resumed the pursuit of the Plague Smith, and soon I feel this evildoer will be brought to justice, and I will bring another plot by the organization to a close. But while I do this, please enjoy this episode. For a second, I think we followed the wrong man. But no, it's definitely him. We watched him the whole time he was on the train. There's no doubt he had the suitcase when the train arrived in Shinjuku. Could he have passed it off to someone else in this crowd? Clever. They know how to lose a tail. However, we have a time machine! I return to the lab and leap an hour back. I find myself inside the train. I know it's bad manners to use my phone on the train, but this is an emergency. According to the train's display, we're about to leave Otsuka for Ikebukuro. 3 stops to Shinjuku. Moek is next to me, acting inconspicuous. I peek at the overweight man in the next car. They'll make their move at Shinjuku.
Ellipses?
That guy's going to get off, but he actually hands the package to someone else. He got us good just now.
Just now?
Doesn't look like Moeka's caught on yet. I just time leaped back from an hour in the future.
Time? Leaped?
Moeka's eyes widen. The train arrives at Shinjuku on schedule. Just to make sure, I'll have Moeka follow the man when he gets off. Before the doors open, I stealthily move to his car. He still has the suitcase with the IBM 5100. Now arriving at Shinjuku. The doors open and passengers spew out. The overweight man leaves too, just like last time. However, I knew it! He leaves the suitcase on the train. And now, passengers from Shinjuku board. Someone walks up to the abandoned suitcase. It's a woman in her 30s, pushing a baby stroller. There's no baby. The woman casually loads the suitcase into her stroller and sits down. After witnessing the scene, I return to the neighboring car. I need to be careful. These guys are serious about avoiding pursuit. Well, the rounders. The train starts moving. I contact Moeka so we can regroup later. After that incident, the package swaps couriers like a hot potato, sneaking around the tracks that run through Tokyo's like a web. Whenever they give me the slip, I time leap back and resume the chase. Finally, the courier and package get aboard the Hibuya line and return to Akihabara Station, where it all began. I recognize the last courier. He's one of the men who raided the lab with Moeka. Dark skin, crew cut, the one who hit me with his gun. The man easily carries the 25-kilo package out of the station. We follow. A car honks its horn. Moeka and I immediately hide. Peering out from cover, I see a white flatbed parked in front of the station. A muscular man steps out of the driver's seat. What?
Oh.
I know that face. No, it cannot be! I desperately tried to organize my thoughts. That's Tenoji Yugo, the owner of the Braun Tube Workshop. Mr. Braun. Why? Why is he here? Does this mean he's connected to FB? To the Rounders? Was the Braun Tube Workshop just a front for CERN? Is that how he could afford to keep it open? What's going on here? His shop is right below the lab. If he's working for the enemy, then... Remember way back in the opening, Okabe said CERN was closer than you thought?
Oh god. I am upset.
And we had a direct connection to CERN in the lab, almost as if someone who worked at CERN was in the building.
Oh god.
I shiver at the thought. Stop. Let's not rush to conclusions. He might just be another courier.
And the couriers might not know anything. Yeah, I doubt that's gonna happen.
We watch from a distance as Tanuji takes the suitcase from the crew cut man and loads it into the back seat of his car. Then he gets into the car alone and takes off towards Showadori. I stare after it in disbelief. I time leap several hours to before the first man arrives at the coin locker. Then I explain the situation to Moeka. My plan is to get ahead of the package. After killing some time at Starbucks, we rent a car. Seriously? Starbucks? I don't have a license, so Moeka's driving. We go to the street in front of the roundabout, facing Showadori, and park near Yodobashi Camera. Now we wait.
Oopsies.
Nervous?
Oopsies.
You look terrified. How long have you been driving?
First time. Oh god.
What? This is your first time? Oh, come on. Just don't crash. I was surprised Moeka had a license in the first place. Apparently FB told her it would come in handy for her rounder work. I have Moeka wait in the car while I keep a lookout on the roundabout. The white station wagon's already stopped there. From this distance, I can clearly see Tanuji in the driver's seat. Nobody else is riding. The crew cut guy should arrive just after 5 p.m. As expected, the crew cut man arrives right on time, effortlessly dragging the suitcase behind him. It feels weird seeing the exact same scene from a different angle. I hurry back to the car where Moeka is waiting. He's coming! Oh my. No,
Oh my.
The station wagon rolls past us. It takes a left turn at the Showadori intersection towards Okachimachi. Moeka smoothly sets the car in motion.
First time, yeah.
Yeah. Dear God, I hope it's not a standard.
Oh god.
Finally, we arrive at Tanuji's house in Okachimachi. This is the house where Suzuha lived. Her rusty old mountain bike is still sitting out front. Yeah, and Suzuha didn't even know. Dear God.
Oh my god. My brain hurts.
Yeah, it's a small world after all.
Oh god. Yeah, but it's all connected. Like,
Yeah,
she wouldn't have known Tenoji if she hadn't come back.
yeah. Tanuji brings the IBM 5100 inside. We stop a little farther down the street and keep watch.
What does this mean? Where is FB?
The question is, why did he bring it inside? Is he just holding on to it? Or is he FB? Does he know FB? Moeka insists that FB is a woman. So maybe it's Tanuji's wife, whom I've never met. I have Moeka show me one of FB's mails. I figure you should take it, since we think it's a woman.
We presume at this point that it's a woman. I don't know why Moeka thinks. Have they talked on the phone? We don't know.
No, they haven't talked on the phone. Just Moeka says the person that she talked to is like her, feels like a mother to her.
I know, but that's what I mean. She's very adamant that it's a woman.
Mm-hmm.
But does she know for certain that it is a woman?
No, she doesn't.
Because it'd be very awkward if FB were Tenoji. I'm just saying that right now. M4. It's true that you're not very good with people, but I think that's just part of what makes you unique and special. Oh, that's pandering. Don't listen to that. Besides, you have no trouble talking to me, do you? Honestly, M4, there's nobody else who works as hard as you do. I'm very thankful for that. I'm glad you joined the Rounders. Even if nobody else values you, I'll always look out for you. Feel free to email me whenever you like. Oh yes, since you're finally in Nagoya, you should try some of the local delicacies. It's not good for your health to keep eating convenience store food. Or do you not like miso and flour? In any case, a girl your age needs to eat better. I recommend the firm miso stew. Your next mission is to go to Akihabara in Tokyo, so find an apartment by next week. I deposited a special bonus in your account, so feel free to use it. Talk to you soon. Your mother, FB.
Yeah.
Well, that was horrible.
Horrible in what way?
Like, maybe it's because we already know, but like that first line immediately set me on my guard. Like, that's just...
Yeah. You're special and...
You're unique and special because you have a social anxiety. Yeah, that's not what you say to someone who has a social anxiety.
Yeah.
That is the worst thing to say to somebody who has a social anxiety.
Yeah. And it's kind of pulling her into the cult type of thing. I'm the only one who understands how special you are.
Yeah, that's... no. That is Abuser Tactics 101. Don't listen to that.
Are we starting to feel a bit sorry for Moeka?
I've always felt low-key sorry for Moeka, but she shot Mayuri in the forehead, so no, not really.
But she hasn't.
But she would.
If FB told her to.
Exactly. There are just certain things people would do that I just... no.
Though FB did sign it your mother.
Yeah, so she could be pushing the female thing, which might be in part to try to calm Moeka down.
And
not
cover identity.
Having contact. Yeah, but not having contact with a strange guy can sometimes put girls off. And apparently, girls often connect better to other girls. That doesn't work for me, but it works for other people, so maybe that might be something that they're doing.
She's kept a lot of mails archived like this one. And Moeka's coming off about a bit obsessive.
Well, honestly, if she was picked up right after a suicidal streak...
Yeah, true.
It's very easy to abuse someone into that kind of mindset.
Yeah. So we're agreed FB is a evil, manipulative bastard or bitch?
Yes, we are in agreement on that.
Okay.
M4 is my code name. Look at her face, she's like a kicked puppy, Jesus.
Yeah.
FB gave it to me.
Moeka's a mailing machine. She sent FB nearly 10 mails a day, but FB replied to every single one.
Okay, that's your definition of a mailing machine?
Well, keep in mind, she's sending those emails using the 9-button phone keyboard.
When I had to move and I could only talk to my best friend through the phone, I had a flip phone at the time, and we could send up to 100 to 200 messages in a week.
Yeah. But,
like,
but are they the paragraphs that
Ooh.
Moeka writes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, 10 mails a day, ooh.
Well, to someone like Okabe.
Yeah, who doesn't... Well, he keeps his circle of friends close, really.
Yeah.
He talks to them face to face. He doesn't need to email them.
But he doesn't text much, so it seems like a lot to him.
I just had to say that because that's just funny to me. My mother has sent me more emails just when she was out shopping.
You'd have to be a saint to reply to all those emails. No wonder Moeka was so dependent on FB. So, time for another stakeout. Steak. Sorry, what?
Steak.
Steak. I have Daru set up a wireless infrared camera on the telephone pole down the street. Okay, now I'm just picturing Daru attempting to climb a telephone pole. Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's kind of where my mind's going to.
Oh, dear.
We park a couple blocks away and watch the video feed. The next day, Tanuji goes to work on his moped like usual. He returns after sunset. There's no sign of his daughter, Nai, or his wife. Okay, that would be twisted.
Yeah.
If it's Nye.
Yeah, that would mess me up. She did shove Miri in front of a train.
Yeah. Something finally happens early Sunday morning. Just before 3 a.m., 6 people show up at Tanuji's house. It's them! It's dark, but I recognize them. They're the rounders who raided the lab with Moeka.
Ellipses.
Moeka doesn't show much of a reaction. I thought she knew them. I ask, but she says she's never met them before. It looks like this world line's Moeka has been cut off completely. Were they done with her once she found them in IBN 5100? Tanuji comes out and loads the IBN 5100 into the station wagon. Then the 6 men get in and drive away. Tanuji sees them off, then goes back inside his house.
What now?
I'm interested in Tanuji's story, but the IBN 5100 will lead us to FB. We decide to follow the station wagon. The pursuit ends at Narita International Airport. The 6 men, IBN 5100 in tow, board a plane headed towards France. France, CERN's home country. What does this mean? Tanuji's wife might be FB. Since there's been no sign of FB this far, she must be an extremely cautious individual. But the evidence suggests only one possibility. On Worldline Alpha 1, Moeka's men attacked the night the time leap machine was completed. Their timing was perfect. It makes sense if you assume that Tanuji is closely linked to FB. He was right downstairs the whole time we were discussing our plans. FB knew exactly what we were up to. We were dancing to her tune all along. When we get back to Akiba, Moeka and I starts walking toward Tanuji's house. But on the way, I get an angry call from Kurisu demanding an update, so I decide to take care of that first.
Ellipses.
Kurisu sighs when she sees me.
I thought I asked you to keep me posted.
I've been busy.
Busy. Right.
Kurisu glances at Moeka. Were you worried about me?
Of course not. Why should I care what you're up to?
Sundari's stock line number 242.
It's like she was written from a manual. It's just... Miri was really worried. I don't want to see her sad.
Ellipses.
So at least give her a call, okay?
Now that she mentions it, it feels like I haven't talked to Mayuri in forever. I'm doing this to save Mayuri. I'm close to discovering our true enemy.
Our enemy? But...
Kurisu glances at Moeka again. Moeka is completely expressionless. She's lightly kicking the dirt in boredom. She hasn't used her phone once since we began the search for FB. Hey, she's breaking the habit.
Isn't she our enemy?
She is an enemy, but we're cooperating in order to uncover the truth.
Isn't she the one who... killed Mayuri?
Yes. However, Moeka is just a pawn, and one that no longer poses a threat. To save Mayuri, I need to capture the king. Well, the king's cell phone.
Whatever. So where are you going now? Take me with you.
Have you gone mad, assistant mine?
I'm perfectly sane, and I'm not your assistant.
It could be dangerous.
Eh?
Kurisu falters for a moment, but quickly tightens her expression.
Do I die today?
I've experienced the future, so I know who dies today. No, you don't die.
Then there's no problem. This world line has essentially guaranteed my survival.
You make a good point.
Yeah, but surviving does not mean that you couldn't, like, lose both your legs or something.
Yeah.
Or go into a vegetative state. Like, there is a lot of stuff that could happen that does not include dying.
Yeah, there are fates worse than death. Right. Krisu doesn't die today. Neither does Mayuri. The only person who dies today is Kiryu Moeka. This afternoon, she kills herself. I've already told Moeka her fate. But in spite of that, Moeka doesn't seem upset, at least on the surface. She's expressionless, as always. The only difference is that she's not checking her phone as often. But Moeka's not a strong woman. Beneath that expressionless mask, is she struggling against the fear of death?
Or is she just resigned to it?
I decide to confront Tanuji directly. I have Krisu stand guard outside the house, while Moeka and I go inside. Not that we're planning to break in, we ring the doorbell like honest citizens. Tanuji soon opens the door and invites us into the living room. The divergence meter is sitting in its usual spot. I glance at the numbers. 0.523307%. I wonder if Tanuji actually knows the importance of that device.
I don't know. Now, Suzuha might have said, and she got it from you, and it's not like he came from the future, so
Yeah.
it's entirely possible that he doesn't really know what it's for.
Yeah. There's still a long way to go before I reach 1%. How much more of this can I take? Make yourself at home, fool! It's just after dawn, much too early for guests, but Tanuji welcomes us with a smile. He even starts preparing some instant coffee.
Look at those biceps, that's terrifying.
You're an early riser, Mr. Braun. Yeah, gotta see my little girl off to school, fool. I know it's summer break, but habits die hard, fool. Is your daughter still asleep? Hey, you thinking of trying something while she's sleeping? Touch her and I'll break your head. Got it, fool?
Why does he think that he's a child molester?
Don't worry.
Okabe is a lot of things, but I don't think that's on his repertoire. I mean,
Daru, maybe.
no, I don't know. Daru seems a lot more interested in technology than small humans.
Yeah, well, he probably has Lolicon on his computer.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean he'd do it in real life.
True.
Or even that he's a pedophile. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah. I'm more interested in his wife. There's still no sign of her. At least it's not Suzuha. Is she asleep too? Or could she be hiding somewhere? I'd like to do a thorough search of the house. But, of course, that's impossible. And then there's what he said just now about seeing Nai off to school. That sounded like something a single father would say. I suspected that FB was Tanuji's wife, but that might have been a mistake. Maybe Tanuji is just another courier after all. Maybe he doesn't even know about FB. There's the possibility that FB might not even be in Akiba. I need answers. But how do I get them? Moeka is just staring at the floor. I can't count on her for any bright ideas. And whether or not Tanuji's wife is FB, I don't think this man will fall for any tricks. I decide to go for the direct approach. Is your wife FB? No, A few hours ago, 6 men stopped by this house to pick up a package, which they delivered to France. You were there. I saw you. This time, Tanuji doesn't give me his usual macho attitude. He just smiles softly. And? The package contained an IBM 5100. You know what that is, of course. Yeah, the legendary retro PC. This is too easy. He's never this cooperative. Are you just another courier, or are you a rounder? Ellipses. Instead of answering my question, Tanuji looks straight at Moeka. Did you betray us, M4?
Ellipses? I knew it.
Moeka jerks upright. M4 is Moeka's code name, something only FB should know.
No. Are you? FB?
Tanuji laughs once, a dry sound. Ever heard of Ferdinand Braun? Oh god, that was right in front of us. Moeka and I looked at each other, confused by the sudden change of topic. Come on, he was the Nobel Prize-winning physicist who invented the Braun tube. Tenoji has a thing for Braun tubes, I know that. But what does this have to do with anything? Ferdinand Braun's initials? Ah.
FB.
Eep.
Oh god.